Kiwi rockers, the Datsuns, started out small in Cambridge and then went on a roller coaster of rock madness. They're in the UK at the moment, but are about to come home for a tour with Shihad. London correspondent Nikki Omer caught up with them before their return.
Well, here we are in a slightly dodgy alleyway in London's Camden Town, home of punks, weirdos, and tonight it's playing host to some of New Zealand's favourite sons, the Datsuns. Come on.
Take me to market. Come on, take me down to traditions and last hand-me-downs.
They're the band that put New Zealand on the UK map of indie cool. 4 kids from the Waikato who, with their debut album, were catapulted up onto the pedestal of hot young bands. And then, fairly swiftly and inevitably, they were pushed off to make way for the next big thing. Was it nice to not have that pressure anymore of having to live up to that?
Even at the time, you know, you'd be interviewed and you'd try to downplay those things as much as you can because you realise what comes on the back end of it. It's all kind of part of a big cliche, I suppose. And it's kind of one of those things, you know, there's a different greatest band in the world every night, or different great new hope every day.
Critics didn't much like the Datsuns' second album, Out of Sight, Out of Mind, produced by Led Zeppelin's John Paul Jones. The third one, Smoke and Mirrors, is the result of several lessons learned.
It was kind of quite a long process, actually, and there was times where it was quite arduous and but drawn out, not the recording of it, but, you know, we would write songs and, you know, we would record a few and then we'd be we would meet some producers or someone who'd be like, how we work on this record together, and we'd work with people and then we'd go, oh, this isn't as good as it was originally, and quite a lot of the time we were like, oh, screw it, let's just do it on our own, and eventually we were kind of like, yeah, let's just do that, and that became the general consensus, and we amalgamated some recordings and now we got a record.
Cool, so you didn't have some kind of big name producer this time helping you out?
No, which I very much preferred. I think it's a much better record for that, actually.
So you found a happy marriage within the band?
It's definitely a marriage.
It's full of domestic problems.
But it seems to work. Smoke and Mirrors is a great record. The Datsuns are touring it around New Zealand from Boxing Day in a double bill with Shihad. You guys could be the new Exponents and just tour every summertime.
Well, funnily enough, that's what I thought when we did the summer beach tour last year. I was like, we've already reached the kind of summer beach tour Exponent style of doing things. So I remember there was, all the places we were playing, the day before us or something with the Feelers, and then it was Jimmy Barnes after us, and I was like, we've turned into the Exponents, only without as many hits.
Oh, well, it's a good excuse to go home for Christmas, isn't it? Nikki Omer, London, 3 News.